Hi, my name is Benjamin Farias, and how I learned to write was, I learned to write well, mostly in school, obviously, elementary school. Like, my mom was a kindergarten teacher, and she was very good at the phonics side, so I think I learned pretty well from her. And I also kind of learned like through reading. I'm not a big reader, but I also learned through like music lyrics, like because I feel like that's a form of writing, and there's a lot of things you can do with words, and words have always fascinated me with how many ways you can convey a message or convey a meaning, and you can say the same thing four different times, and it has like the same meaning, or you could say something four different, or you could say the same thing and it has four different meanings, and so it's just kind of like and I guess I would call it a positive experience. I've always been writing has always intrigued me, and I always thought it was the fun part of school. So I mean, I like writing. Um, when I think about writing, I feel typically I'm very confident in what I write because I think I have a very good sense of articulating myself. Um, I feel like I'm pretty good at it, but I mean, I'm not. I say I'm good at it. I never say. I never said that I was perfect. There are some things that sometimes get misconstrued in my writing, or sometimes I say something, turn it in, and I realize I could have said something different, you know? So, I mean, but how I feel is usually dependent on what I'm writing about. And if I have more knowledge of a topic that I'm writing about, I tend to be more confident. And I tend to be less confident when I don't know what I'm writing about and I have very little background knowledge about what I'm writing about. And that could even include if I have research as well. If I don't have strong feelings about what I'm writing about, I'm not going to feel that confident about it. So it really just depends on what it is I'm writing about. Um, what concerns me or gives me satisfaction when it comes to writing, I think what concerns me is typically being able to put all my thoughts in a cohesive and organized manner. Sometimes I struggle with that. And I have to go back and recheck it or like add some things or like put something in a different paragraph because it doesn't work. And that's why rereading what I write is very important, but I don't always do that and I need to do it more because sometimes it can sound like a jumbled mess, especially if I have a lot of thoughts racing and a lot of things trying to get on that paper. And what gives me satisfaction is just being proud of putting together a solid paper, putting together a solid anything. And that goes for any, not just writing, but anything that I put a lot of effort into. It could be cooking, it could be um, making music, it could be anything. If I feel really, really proud of it, uh, I mean, that gives me the most satisfaction. And when I think about sharing my writing, Um, it again, it depends. If I'm really proud of something, then I'm gonna want to share very badly, and I can't wait for people to hear it. But even if I do put together something that I'm really proud of, I'm always thinking about something that I might have not considered, or something that I might have like left out, or maybe there's um something that I wrote that doesn't actually make sense now that I'm reading it out loud, or something that can quickly be proven false and I didn't consider it. And I'm always open to learning from my mistakes, and I'm always open to hearing constructive criticism, especially in terms of writing. And it's just because I know that I don't know everything and I don't expect to know everything. And so there's probably a lot of things when I'm writing that I'm not considering. And when I consider when if I fail to consider something that's actually really important to somebody, that makes me feel really bad because it's not because I didn't care, it's because it just didn't occur to me. And it's not that and your feelings about my writing matter as well. So like if I miss out on something and or I didn't consider something and it turns out that I actually offended somebody because I didn't consider it, or I didn't consider this type of perspective. It's just, it makes me feel really bad. So that's the only thing that makes me really nervous, is that there's going to be somebody out there, and there always is somebody out there who knows more about the topic that I'm writing about, more so than me, and can talk to it and can talk about it in a more clear and precise manner, and can point out the flaws in my paper. And it doesn't scare me that they point out the flaws. It scares me that I might have hurt somebody, and I don't want to hurt anybody. And so that's kind of like where my fears lie when it comes to writing. It's just basically, um because it's hard to consider everything, and I should, and that doesn't mean that I should neglect it, people's feelings, because I need to. That's very important. It's just that I never meant to cause harm, and when I do, I definitely take that into the next writings, and I take that in, and I take it not personally, but I take it to heart, and I I understand that, like, I'm not perfect, and I'm willing to learn, and basically, yeah, that's basically all that. That's how I feel about sharing my writing. That's the only thing I'm always nervous about, is somebody, uh, something that I forgot, or something I didn't consider, and yeah, that's about it.